All right. Olusegun Dada, thanks for joining us on the program.
Yeah, thank you.
Of course, you must have heard about this bill that has passed second reading in the Senate. You know,
Okay.
the bill that's trying to set up the fraud prohibition bill. There's been so much furore about this bill. What exactly is the bone of contention in that bill?
Okay, the bill, the only bone of contention that brings about so much bra is the section 13, subsection 13B of the said bill, which states that people who criticize the government on social media are liable to 7 years imprisonment, option of fine with or without, and all. So a lot of people have been seeing some sort of like a trapdoor with that section, subsection 13B, and that's
Is it
exactly
A or
what
B?
it's B.
Okay.
Yeah, so subsection 13B of the bill, it's like that's the reason why everyone is just so scared, and we've been talking about it.
So what kind of criticism are we talking about here?
Yes, you know, criticism is objective. At some point, you tend to say, okay, who gets to decide what criticism is constructive and what criticism is destructive? I think, in my opinion, criticism is criticism. These people say, okay, every person that comes on social media and destructively criticizes the government would go to jail for. So who gets to say this criticism is constructive, this one is destructive? Who gets to say that? So that's exactly why there's an issue. It's going to go against the freedom of speech and expression. There's a very thin line here, and this thin line, knowing the Nigerian government, it will be taken advantage of and it will be abused. That's the whole reason why we have been pushing for deletion. And I think the senator who co-sponsored the bill was very surprised at the outage and said they were going to delete the bill. They were going to delete that particular subsection from the said bill. It's a good bill,
Okay.
but the Nigerian legislative arm has this attitude of hiding some very, very terrible draconian laws under very nice laws they are bringing out. They just hide one under, and
Let me just look at that bill. It said anyone who intentionally propagates false information that could threaten the security of the country is capable of inciting the general public against the government through electronic message shall be guilty of an offense, and upon conviction shall be sentenced to 7 years imprisonment or 5 million naira fine, or both. Now the keyword here is false.
Okay.
What can you tell us about that?
The Nigerian government is a very secretive government. I've never seen the government so secretive. We want to know about the health of the
How
president.
secretive? I mean,
I'm saying you cannot walk into a government office and ask questions and get straight answers. These people are they're always playing the corny way with you. I went on a budget creation gig for some firm, and we're supposed to collect budgets from all 36 states of the federation, and so as to be able to track the spending and everything. It was only Lagos that had the budget on the website. Every other state you get to, you tell them, I want the budget of your state for 2010. You'll be like, what do you want to do with the budget? Do you understand what I'm saying?
But the governors announced this budget, don't
No, I am not talking the one they come on TV and say, oh, we are spending 900 billion this year, we're spending 500 billion. We want the breakdown. How much is the government going to spend on feeding, on travel and tours, on this and on that? At the end of the day, you find out that it is because most people do not care, and the Nigerian government naturally is very secretive about these things. So people want information. There's an information bias. Now something comes up, you hear about it, you talk about it, and somebody somewhere sits down and says, oh, it's false. We heard about Asari Dokubo, for instance. Asari Dokubo was arrested in Benin Republic. We heard later on a multimedia platform, Sahara Reporters, broke the news that he was flown to Aso Rock on the presidential jet. The special advisor to the president of media came up to say, no, he was not flown to Aso Rock on the presidential jet, and that was it. You did not tell us why the presidency intervened in the release of Asari Dokubo. You did not tell us if he was in the in Aso Rock or not. You just told us, no, he was not flown in with the presidential jet, and that was it.
I'll just have to hold it right here. Olusegun Dada, thanks for coming on the program, sharing your thoughts with us, of course. We very much appreciate that. We're going to take a quick break, and when we return, of course, we'll look at your tweets, your messages on Facebook and Google+, before reviewing the 5 most viewed videos on our YouTube channel for the past week. Please join us right after this break. Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. You can find both conversations on our website channelstv.com and on our YouTube channel youtube.com/channelsweb. Up next is your comments on social media platforms and the review of the 5 most viewed videos on our YouTube channel for the past week. This week's Top 5 begins with a video where thousands of South Africans defied the rains to attend a memorial organized for Nelson Mandela at the FNB Stadium.
Now, Nigeria's President Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, former President Olusegun Obasanjo have also joined President of South Africa Jacob Zuma from the visuals that you can see there.
At number 4 is the Inspector General of Police's proclamation that traffic wardens are not police officers.
The Nigeria police. Traffic wardens are not police officers. And that's by that name. They are created by an act, Traffic Act of 1976, traffic warden. So the terms and the conditions of service are not the same. Essentially, these people are to control and regulate traffic.
It's music diva Emma ditching Inyayo's record label. That was exclusive to Channels Television.
Right now, I'm working on my new movements, girl power movements. I want to empower women in this industry. I feel like sometimes we don't get enough credit, we don't get enough pay. Sometimes if we go for photo shoots, they don't have makeup artists for us, they don't have hairstylists. So I want there to be this new female movement. As you can see, there's a rise in female artists, and I'm very happy about that. So that's my new movement.
With what we have seen here today, the barricade by the policemen, we have been stopped from accessing the premises of the Rivers State House of Assembly. We are here to tell the world and Nigerians as it relates to the state of impunity that is currently going on in Rivers State.
And finally, at number 1 is the declaration by former Aviation Minister Femi Fani-Kayode that Obasanjo's letter to President Jonathan is an indication that the latter's regime has come to an end. Those videos topped the weekly charts on our YouTube channel last week. Senator Gbenga Kaka on his Facebook page apologized for sponsoring the clause, saying, "Be rest assured of my taking responsibility for the oversight in expunging or moderating the Section 13 subsection 3 at the draft stages. This will be done soonest," promising that any unacceptable clause or clauses in the proposed bill shall be expunged rewarded, or replaced to make the bill acceptable to the generality of Nigerians, and he called for more comments and suggestions from all stakeholders and thanked the media for bringing to the front burner clauses likely to offend the sensibilities of the people. The law, he adds, if eventually passed, will be serving. How that will turn out, only time will tell, but Nigerians, from the discussions we've had, will surely stand against any law that will impede their freedom of expression. This is where we end the show today, but you can follow me on Twitter at Victor_Mbidi, that's Victor_MBIDI, to keep the conversation going and make your voices heard. I am Victor Matthias, on behalf of the channel's web team. Till I see you again next week, it's goodbye for now.